athletes, welcome back. We've got another artist-themed workout for you, and just because I have no Picasso puns, know that the next time you're at a party, Picasso had 23 words in his name. His first word was pencil, or lapis, and police also thought that he stole the Mona Lisa. But enough of that. We are getting into this workout with Seth and Clara today. We got step back lunges, jumping lunges. We've also got pull-up variations or upper body pulling if you don't have access to a pull-up bar. And we've also got some single leg RDL action and double leg RDL action to make sure that we light up your hamstrings along with that back when we get into those pulling movements. So get yourself ready. The warm-up is up next. Athletes, your warm-up's here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. We've got Seth doing alternating RDLs, and we got Clara going body weight RDLs with both legs. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Now, speaking on our RDLs, this is a movement that a lot of people do too much. I need you to do less. And what I mean by that is that if we take a look at Clara, both feet are on the floor. She's taking those hands and sliding them down her legs, keeping her back straight and focusing on sending those hips back so that we feel this in our hamstrings and our glutes. We can go too far down. So if I come to a point where I lose tension on my hamstrings and start to round my back out, that is my end range of motion. I don't want to go into that territory. So that may be the top of the knee for some people, that may be mid-shin for some people, but I want you guys to find the place that feels like it's still keeping the movement challenging. For Seth, he's going single leg RDLs, making sure he's gripping the floor with his foot and centering himself over that free leg. If you're doing this movement and you got an issue with balance, there's no shame in grabbing a PVC pipe. Use it like your Gandalf staff, saying you shall not pass without doing good reps. And we're gonna balance ourselves off of that coming down, then switch to the other side and go to the other leg. Next, we're gonna go ahead and move into a row and reach for both athletes. So we send our hips back again. We're gonna reach and cross those hands over, and then we're gonna come back and pull those scaps together. We're gonna go through reps here, imagining that we've got two cables that we're pulling back and then crossing back over. Every time your hands come back down, alternate which hand is on top. So on one rep, it'll be left on top. On the other rep, it'll be right on top. On our next round of this warm-up, we're gonna get into our actual pulling variations for the workout. I'm gonna have athletes stand up for me, and now we're gonna go into step back lunges. So nothing fancy about this. We are just gonna step back, touch that back knee to the floor. If you need to spend an extra second in that bottom position, they kind of stretch out just a little bit because it's either really early or really late, or you're jumping on this on your lunch break and you didn't have a lot of time to move before you got in here. Take the time and give me quality movement right now, because you know that I'm gonna get intensity out of you during that warm-up or that workout. So I need you to really feel what your body's telling you. If for today we find that lunges are just not happening because your knees didn't show up for work, they're still at home in the bed, I will allow you to do air squats today, and we can look at doing air squats for our variations on this, or even adding in jumping air squats. We're gonna go ahead and go back into our row and reach position. So athletes send those hips back. We're gonna cross those arms over, and then we're gonna pull back, focusing on trying to get full range of motion here, because we're gonna add our objects in next. When we go through in any pulling, we're always thinking about pulling with the elbow, not pulling with the hand. If you get into your T-Rex position, Jurassic Park was in the 90s. I know they're rebooting it, but that's the only real one that counts. Jurassic Part 2 maybe. But keep those dinosaurs in the past. Give me that nice strong elbow pull. Let's go ahead and stand up. We're gonna go back into our alternating RDLs, bodyweight RDLs here, and we're gonna pick the intensity up just a little bit. So when you guys are ready, we're gonna go through. Seth is doing a great job of keeping his hip balanced, because a mistake that people will often make is they airplane with their hips. So when we go into an alternating RDL, they come here and then they cheat by rotating those hips out. I want you to try to center yourself over that working leg and keep your hips level and balanced. We're gonna go ahead and relax. Now, Seth is gonna make his way to the pull-up bar, and then we're gonna have Clara pick up her object for her 5 object bent over rows here. So we're gonna do 5 rows on one side, 5 on the other. Seth is gonna go ahead and give us some pull-ups right now, and he's gonna make these look way too easy, because this man pull-ups in his sleep. We had to wake him up, and he was doing pull-ups to get him to come and do pull-ups. But as you see, Seth is doing a great job of maintaining body tension all the way through. And go ahead and relax, Seth. Perfect. Clara, you keep going. You still got 5 reps on that side. But when we go through on our pull-ups, we want to make sure that we're keeping global tension through our body, so legs are nice and straight and together. And if you need to add a band to assist you in that pull-up, you're more than welcome to. Now we're gonna go back into our step back lunges. So we're gonna step back. I wanna pick up the intensity a little bit. Seth is gonna go into jumping lunges here. So I'm gonna have him go ahead and start to alternate. And when you count these, each leg equals 1 rep together. So that means that when we're counting this, you got 10. If you're like me and you can't count right in a workout, just count up to 20 and that'll give you your 10 reps total for your both legs. Go ahead and relax. We got one more here and Claire's gonna pick up her band. Seth is gonna go to the bar and go into kipping pull-ups. And we've got Clara going over into her bent over rows. Now with this band, always inspect bands for tears or any like kind of deviations from what a normal band would be because we don't want it breaking on you. But we got Seth giving us a nice solid kip of pushing away from the bar at the top, going back into that kip position and then right back up. And then we got Clara doing a wonderful job of pulling with those elbows and activating that back, not those biceps. So that's what we're really looking for, is getting that back warmed up. Go ahead and relax. And that is it. We got your workout coming your way. We've got the first section, which is gonna be core quality, a little bodybuilding-esque, and then the second section is gonna be that Metcon CrossFit style. So get yourself ready. The workout is now. Athletes, your workout's here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. So go ahead and make your way to where you're doing your RDLs. We've got alternating RDLs for Seth and regular RDLs for Clara, and go! So on our reps here, we have 10 total. So Seth is doing 10 total reps. That means he's counting each leg for a rep. And then we've got Clara going through on her regular RDLs. This section is for quality. So if you go a little bit slower and you focus on your range of motion and you give me that nice quality movement, focusing on that rather than the intensity, that's what I want to see here. We got 3 rounds. You think about this almost as our primer, a little bit of a pump session before we get into that intensity piece where I'm gonna push you and speed up that Mario Kart music in the final lap, because that causes anxiety for no reason, but it makes you move faster. So we got Clara onto her single arm object rows, and as we're going through, she is doing a wonderful job of pulling with that elbow and keeping her upper body in a great position. We've got Seth off of his strict pull-ups and he is back onto his alternating leg RDLs. Again, on those alternating leg RDLs, I want you to make sure you're not airplaning your hips, so keep yourself level. We've got Clara with her body weight or that double leg RDL. And both athletes have found the range of motion that works for them. Often what happens is that we get too caught up in trying to touch the floor, which then leads to a breakdown in that form or that isolation we're trying to achieve on those specific body parts. We got Seth going back to the pull-up bar, onto those strict pull-ups. He is breathing with each rep. And like I've said in other workouts, when life gets hard, you need to breathe, and it's the same thing on an exercise. When that movement gets hard, you gotta breathe out. So on a pull-up, it's easy to go away from the bar. It's hard to get back to the bar. So think about breathing out as we do our pull. You'll be set up for success. We've got both athletes onto their RDLs once again, and this is a tight race. I have no idea who is gonna win this first section. I've got an idea. Seth doesn't know about the competition or the secret rounds or the secret movements, but he's gonna learn today. So just don't get scared when the siren goes off. So we're finishing up our 3rd round here, and again, your heart rate's a little bit lower. This is something that we're doing for quality here. I wanna make sure that you don't get sloppy, because if all we're doing are Metcons or CrossFit style workouts, we start to like cut corners on some movements. So it's always good to have these sections that's gonna allow us to take the intensity down. We still have intensity and intentional movement, but we're working through that range of motion that we may skip out on when we go in those fast workouts. Now, both athletes are done. I'm gonna call it at 2:30 for them. They've got 1 minute of rest, and then we are going to go into our CrossFit style of this. So now our heart rate is going to go up, not crazy high, but it is gonna increase. So do like our athletes are doing here and continue to move during this rest time. Don't sit down, don't get on your phone. If you got your phone out, put it down, put it on silent. This workout's gonna go fast, so you can text back or take the selfie after this workout in like 5 minutes. We'll be back to it in no time. But we got 25 seconds. We've got Seth going into jumping lunges. Now Seth has 10 reps, which means each leg is gonna be counted as 1 rep, but I'm gonna have Seth count up to 20 because that's the way I count. So he's gonna do 20 total reps. That's 10 on each side. And then he's got 5 kipping pull-ups. We got Clara going into step back lunges and banded bent over rows in 3, 2, 1, go. Now this is the point where we are picking up the intensity. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna say too many numbers because I don't want to confuse athletes, but Seth has 20 total reps, Clara has 10 total reps, all right? So that's the way that we're gonna do this. That's the last numbers I'm gonna give you so that you guys can keep it in your head. We got Clara going on to her banded bent over rows, and I'm gonna make that transition faster for Clara because she's being too nice right now and she's trying to let Seth keep up with her. Clara, don't you do that. Don't be nice today. I need you to be mean, because the reason is that he has 5 kipping pull-ups to your 10 banded bent over rows, so you gotta move. He is already onto his lunges. That's it, that's what I wanna see right there. Now let's go back into our lunges. When you're going on your lunges, you don't have to hit full extension if you're doing the jumping lunges that Seth is doing. Clara has to hit full extension. So we've changed the intensity up, or sorry, the points of performance for the specific movements. So athletes kind of have an advantage on one and a disadvantage on the other if they're going back and forth. But Clara's brought her A game now, and that means that Seth needs to speed it up. Seth, show no mercy. I need you to pick it up here because you need to get through this. I might even let you butterfly in this last set because you are not gonna let her get to these lunges before you. Now Clara's back onto her lunges, and this is our last round. I told you selfie time would be coming quick because now both of our athletes have picked up the intensity that I want. We are moving through all the way, and I gotta see who is gonna finish this first. And Clara, you better move because he's flying through these jumping lunges. And here we go. She is on to her, no rep. Get your body down a little bit more, Clara. Get into that good position. Pull with your elbows. There we go. Come on, Seth is coming for you. You gotta go quick. You gotta go quick. He's moving. And because we finished so fast here, we got a bonus round. So athletes have one more round. Get back into your lunges right now. Athletes at home, if you did your 3 rounds, that is more than enough. But if you want to do this bonus round with us, you are more than welcome to, because I want higher intensity on this one. I promise no more bonus rounds after this, but we got to go. Clara is on to her banded bent over rows. She is not letting Seth, well, I don't know what okay, there we go. And then Seth is going to be moving to that pull-up bar, kip or butterfly. Let's go, Seth, come on, get it in. And here we go. And this is going to be our final round, and that is it. Great job, athletes. Even with the bonus round, they didn't even know that we were doing it here, but every once in a while, we get to give you the unknown and unknowable, or the unexpected. So thank you so much for the effort. Seth, great job. Clara, great job. Athletes at home, if you're still working, finish up. But you saw how we went from that piece in the beginning that gave us the quality, and then we went and applied that with some intensity. So fantastic job, athletes. Make sure you stick around because you got your cool down coming up next. Athletes, once again, you brought the fitness, you brought the quality and intensity on today's workout, and I could not be more proud. Now, if this is your first time with us, I hope it's certainly not your last, because I've got a special offer, limited time, secret, but not so secret that you can't tell your family and friends, because we want everybody joining us for these workouts. But if you use the code ATHOME at mayhemathletes.com, that is gonna get you a free month of programming that you can work or get on the way to the journey to become a better you. Whether you're looking to just get a little bit fitter to make life just easier in general, whether you're picking up dog food off the floor, or you gotta take your online or your carry-on item on the airplane and clean it and jerk it overhead to put it into that storage container up top, or you're wanting to make it all the way to the competition floor, Mayhem Athletes got your back. Mayhem Athlete is a like-minded group of athletes, and I always say this, if you're telling me right now, I'm not an athlete, you are an athlete because you just did this workout with us, and I want you to push yourselves and become a better version of yourself by joining Mayhem Athlete, where you'll find that like-minded group of athletes that will push you along the way to your goals and make sure that you have a great time all the way there. So join us today if you are not already a part of us, and we would love to see you on the next workout. Now, I've got your cooldown listed right here, so you gotta stick around and take care of your body because it just did an amazing job of taking care of you. I know it's easy to skip this, but please do it. For me, I won't be mad, I'll just be disappointed, and I might show up to your house and make you do the cooldown if you don't do it, and you don't want that to happen. So stick around and take care of that. As always, be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.